you doing today, Sean?
We're filming a video for philosophy. More so, we're going to get down to the definition of the word freedom, if there is one. So, and then we're going to interview my dad, who's an immigrant. We're going to interview Ryan, who is the president of the Rainbow Alliance at Sierra College, and then we're going to interview a few people. Alright, so I'm here with my father, and don't be alarmed, he is English. The reason that I'm interviewing my father is because his native country is England. And 200-300 years ago, we had started a war with England, the Revolutionary War, to win back what was taken from, or what was not given to us, which was freedom. So the first question I would like to ask is, because you're from another country, how does your freedom differ from your home country to this country?
Our freedoms are the same. They're basically the same. There is no difference whatsoever.
Okay.
Freedom is what it is. Free to do what you want within the laws of the land.
Okay. Because you have certain limitations over doing what you want, are you actually free?
Well, of course you are. If you didn't, there has to be laws.
Okay.
If there's no laws, there's anarchy. And if there's anarchy, there's just death and destruction.
He means to say anarchy.
Anarchy. That's what I said. So there are laws. It does, because you obey law doesn't mean to say they're taking away your freedoms.
Okay. So you're saying that certain limitations are put in place in order to protect you.
To protect not so much you. You may disagree with the laws, but it's to protect other people.
Okay.
It's to protect the innocent is what laws are for.
Okay, fair enough. And then how do you know that what I'm trying to do is get an objective definition of the word freedom. And would you say that your definition of the word freedom is an objective point of view, meaning that it's an all-around point of view?
Yeah, sure it is. Yeah. I mean, everyone's interpretation of freedom is basically the same. That if you can do what you want within the laws of the land.
Okay.
As long as you don't break the law, as long as you don't hurt anybody, you don't hurt yourself, and you obey the laws of the land, then you're free.
Do you believe things such as the freedom of, well, not freedom of speech, let's say the Patriot Act, do you think those sort of things will limit your freedom?
No, I don't. I don't think they limit your freedom to, they don't limit your freedom, but they limit to what you can do. Like, if you want to take a gun on the plane, you can't take the gun on the plane.
Okay.
This is dangerous to others. So, if you call that taking away your freedom, then I suppose it is an infringement on your freedom.
Right. So
again, it's the laws of the land.
Now let's just say in other countries, certain laws are put in place that we don't follow at the same time. Does that make their country less free than ours?
It depends who's running the country.
For example, in Iran,
if
you are homosexual, you're condemned to death.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
That's ridiculous. That's not freedom.
No, it's not.
See, so, I mean, that's not a democracy in that country, is it?
No.
They say it is. When the president gets 100% of the votes, you've got to wonder if it's a true democracy, and it isn't. So.
And then the last and most important question I'll ask is, who is the greatest football club of all time?
Manchester United.
So what you're saying is that if you're not a mank, you're a wank.
You are truly a wanker.
Well, you heard it from the tea-sucking Brit himself. Alright, now that we're done with my dad's interview, he had some interesting things to say. We're going to go over to Sierra College and see what Ryan has to say.
What would you do if you were asked to give up your dreams for freedom? What would you do if asked to make the ultimate sacrifice?
Okay, I'm sitting here with my friend Ryan. He is the president of Rainbow Alliance here at Sierra College. And what we're trying to do is get to the definition of freedom. Are we free? How do we know that we're free? So on and so forth. At the beginning of an episode of Curiosity with Stephen Hawkins, he said, "I cannot move, I cannot speak, but in my mind I'm free." And then in the Webster Dictionary, it's freedom from physical restraint. So first question would be, what is freedom? Is it a physical or a mental thing?
I think freedom is both. It's both physical and mental, and it's the freedom to be in sort of that physical nature, but it's also the freedom to think, where I think the mental aspect comes into play. And for me, freedom is about equality. It's about being equal, being able to simultaneously be something, but also think of yourself as something. So that's what freedom is to me.
Acting like you're somebody, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that you were told to think this way?
I think we're all told what freedom is, but as we grow up, we quickly realize that the definition we're given as kids is not the real definition. So we all grow up to define it for ourselves.
Right. So it's more of a subjective claim as opposed to an objective realization. Okay. For example, you're not allowed to get married.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be allowed to get married. In certain states you are, but in California, which doesn't make any sense to me, you can't get married.
Yeah.
So really, you're not really free.
Absolutely.
You know, would you say that we're given this like delusional idea of freedom?
Absolutely. You know, we, like you said, we're the land of the free, home of the brave, and that's not true.
I mean, we try and emancipate other countries from communism, and we're trying to spread freedom because freedom is our foreign policy, as Bush so articulately put it. But it doesn't make any sense because, I mean, in the act of trying to free other countries, we're not really free in this country. And we're killing people in the process.
Absolutely.
So, basically the consensus of this is we think that we're free, but we're not as free.
Yeah.
Certain groups are not as free as the typical norm.
Right. So it sort of becomes the question of what's worse, recognizing that you aren't free or falsely believing that you are free.
Is it a delusion?
Yeah.
So we got your dad, we got Ryan.
And,
now the church thing, church spiel.
We're gonna go to church. You have to stand in absolute awe of religion. Religion has not only brainwashed people throughout history for believing things that are completely absurd, such as talking snakes and talking donkeys, and that the world flooded over. But religion has actually affected your freedom in more ways than you will ever realize. In Article 12 of the Treaty of Tripoli, it states that the United States is in no way a Christian country, but every single day Christianity is affecting not only minorities, but people of different sexual orientations. And not only in this country, but all around the world, we start wars, we create laws. It affects your freedom in such a way that if you don't agree with it, you can be killed. Our freedom is constricted beyond our comprehension.
Freedom? Yeah, just come over here. That's all.
First question is, are we free?
No, we're programmed to think we're free. I believe that.
That's
freedom,
we're free. We're free to a certain extent.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not totally free.
Free to where the law says we're free, kind of.
Yeah.
Basically.
One may claim to be free. However, when asked, they simply state what they have been told their entire life by the outside world. What is freedom? I'm persistent to find out the true meaning of the word, if there is one. I invite all of mankind to do the same. Until we figure out the semantics of the word, I urge everyone to stop claiming to be something we know nothing about. Remove the shackles of politics, law, and religion. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Are you free, or is it the great delusion?
America.